Hi, hello everyone. Haven't seen you for a long time, but now you're welcome back to our Beetroot Academy Global channel with a new webinar about soft skills. My name is Varvara and I'm a PR manager of Beetroot Academy. Today I will be moderating this webinar and our speaker is Alina. She will tell you, she will tell you a lot about how to boost your soft skills. Before we start, I will add some points. The recording of this webinar will be available on our YouTube channel, so subscribe, please, if you want to look for it. And also, we will send you a link to your email, and you will get the recording tomorrow. Also, we have seen all the questions you put in the registration form, and our live chat will be working through the whole webinar. So I advise you not to be shy. And if something is unclear or if you want to ask something, just type your question and I would pass it to Alina. I will be grateful for everyone if you type something like plus or anything in our live chat now. So we will be sure that we have no problems with our stream and you see and hear as well. Volume, please. I see the comments. Sorry if. Do you hear us? Oh, thank you. Thanks, everyone. Okay. Today, our webinar is dedicated to the soft skills improvement because you know that hard skills, of course, they are very important in your everyday work and your job routine. But if you want to get a promotion on your current job, or if you're looking for the new position in the new company, soft skills is really that thing you should pay attention to. So now we will tell you, Alina will tell you about the essential soft skills that will boost your career in tech or in any other field, because soft skills are common for any field. I guess we can get started. Alina, welcome to the stage.
Yeah, thank you. And hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to present my screen. If you can, please type plus or something like that, that you can see my screen. And if everything is okay, we can proceed. I hope yes. Varvara, if not, let me know.
Yes, we have to wait for it like 20-30 seconds before something appears in the live chat, but I see your screen and I guess I see in the live control room.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is fine. We can proceed.
Great. Thank you. So everyone, hello. It's nice to meet you. And I will be happy to have this journey with you regarding soft skills, a little bit about me, that you can understand why I'm speaking today, why I'm a soft skills trainer today. So I am a graduated engineer, so I'm kind of a tech girl. So that is why I know something about the tech industry. But almost 8 years I'm working in HR, but in IT, in a tech area. Right now, I decided to have another degree, and I'm studying in Ukrainian Catholic Business School as a manager, yes, like a human resource manager. Yeah, also a little bit about me. I'm really thrilled. I'm really happy to have this education, and I'm really education addicted person. So I really want to share with you all my knowledge. And last, my education I had at summer school in Utrecht. Where I studied some soft skills courses. So also I will be pleased to share with you some knowledge from that courses. Also, I'm a HR teacher in Beetroot Academy almost for 2 years, and soft skills trainer, and by the way, volunteer. So that is a little bit about me. So you know me, and I think we can proceed and to start discussion about soft skills in tech. So what we're gonna cover today, we're gonna cover 5 most, from my point of view, soft skills for tech specialists. I think you will find more and more information, like, I don't know, in Google, but in general, I want to say that these 5 skills I also discussed with my colleagues, and we agreed that these 5 skills is really important, and that is we want to see as an HR managers, as a recruiters in our employees. So let's go in deep and let's discuss one by one these skills. We're going to discuss why they are so important for tech specialists, how we can improve and how we can use them. And just a reminder, if you have any questions regarding this skill, you can write in the chat and Varvara will read me this question. So do not hesitate to interrupt me and I will try to get answer as quick as possible. So let's start with why soft skills. Yeah, as I told you that a lot of my colleagues agreed that soft skills is really, really important. And just to like connect my theory and theory of my colleagues and the world, I found some statistic. I know that a lot of tech guys and girls like statistics. So 76% have been held back a job offer because the candidate lacked the right soft skills for the role. So during the recruitment process, we can see how the person communicates, how the person presents himself during the interview, how person react on some task questions, etc., chapters, etc. So we can understood which kind of soft skills the employee probably have during like our work experience, and how these skills will be help him to go and receive promotion and to work inside the team. So soft skills, it's really, really necessary. And that's a really big point. I mean, if you're searching for a job or you already have some job and you just wanted some promotion. Also, the Global Talent Reports in 2019 said that almost 89% of recruiters say when they hire doesn't work out, it's usually come from a lack of soft skills. So I think that is really good proof for you that we should go deep in the soft skills and cover this topic more and more. By the way, we have not like much time to cover all in the depths. So we're gonna cover like some topics. I've give you some advices, but if you want to go and practice it by yourself and to discover more information about soft skills, about these skills that I'm gonna present you, you can find, I think Varvara can send my presentation, you can find the resources regarding each skill. And in these resources, you will find books, guides, courses, and also some video that you can watch and to grow your skill. So I hope that will be useful for you. So let's proceed. First of all, we will start with communication. And communication for me, that is the key absolutely to everything, to the new position, to the new role, to the new job, to the new friendship, everything is in our life is about communication. That is why I like this quote, Simon Sinek, that great leaders communicate and great communication leads, because really every change inside the company, every innovation, every challenges should be communicated clearly in a proper way. And that is why like the communication is the key to success and the key to more and more achievements. So let's go deep in communications and discover a little bit more. So if we are talking about tech, especially tech, not just communication, we all understand that communication is really great skill, but what about tech? The Bloomberg, a software media company, they asked 1,020 recruiters and asked them if non-technical skills are demand for IT workers, what it should be, like what the skills that the most necessary. And half of them said the communication skills are more important. And I absolutely agree with them. And today I had 2 interviews for quality assurance engineer for our company where I worked. And during the interview, just we just checked, communication skills, we just checked manager skills, and we checked like cultural alignment. But the most was the communication skills. So I truly said that is a true, and communication is the most valuable skill and the most skills that you should highlight. Yeah, you should highlight, cover, and work with that. So where you can use communication as a tech specialist. For example, you are junior or middle specialist in IT company, and you should, for example, explain something to someone. You have a task and you should explain this task to project manager, to your colleague, for example, for quality assurance manager. It doesn't matter. If you explain something to your colleague that is the same level, for example, or the same direction, developer or quality specialist, that's okay. I think they will understand you, no matter like how hard your language is or how specific your language is. But if you are trying to explain something to project manager who is not a technical specialist, that will be a little bit hard. So communication is to explain how, why, what should we do or person do. So it's all about translating your requirements into speech. So that is why communication for you is really necessary. Also, when you are like going to some company and for example, as a developer, you should communicate with clients outside. So it's also really, really hard to communicate with clients because they do not work in IT company. They like working in their area and they're really good at their area, but not in a tech. And you should explain them the problem, why your project is needed this or this resources, or why you're asking these questions. So it's all about translating your work into the language of clients. So that is why communication in that case really, really valuable. So let's move. What's communication include? It's not just about verbal communication. Yeah, it's not about like I'm speaking with you right now. It's also non-verbal communication. It's written communication and it's visual communication. Visual communication means some graphics, some images like that. So how to boost your communication? Okay, we understood that that's really important to have a good level of communication. That's really important to cover all these types, but how I can boost it? Yeah. Once again, I'll give you some tips, but that will be like the general tips. Yeah, but still useful. You can use it. If you want to go further and further with this communication skills, you should take a lot of classes, you should practice more. So please take it into agenda and plan some more additional trainings regarding communication. That will be great, especially trainings that including some practices, because communication is all about practices. So, but how can you boost it right now? First of all, strive for clarity. So it's better ask than keep silent, especially if you're a junior specialist who just joined some company, received some task. It's better to ask to why I should do that. Yeah, in which way I should do that? What do you expect from me? And etc. etc. More and more question will bring you more information, and you will practice, by the way, communication, and you will practice how people react, how people say to you. So that is why strive for clarity, and that is how in such small thing you will boost your communication skills. Next, communicate with a cool mind. A cold mind, I'm so sorry, it's a mistake. What does it mean, cold mind? For example, you are technical specialist and you have some small tech argument inside the team, and you can like tell something not so good for your colleague. So it's better to take a time to think about it and then to proceed with some communication. So communication is really good when it is not emotional. Please take it into account, and especially when you work in a big group, it's really important to work with a cold mind and to work without emotion. So take it into account also. Next, ask for feedback. That's really the the greatest way to improve your communication to ask feedback. Ask feedback your colleagues, ask feedback your manager, ask it for feedback, I don't know, your friends. Is it my communication clear? Is it my language is understandable? Is it my temp of language, for example, understandable? For example, you're explaining something to your, I don't know, to your friend, some new technology or new I don't know, new innovation, and ask for feedback. Is it okay? Do you understand everything? What can I improve? Please give me advice. That is really great. And I did it by myself once. I asked a lot of my friends, like, okay, I can tell you a story, and please tell me feedback. Is it a good story? Do you understand like something from the story or not? And that's give me some really nice insights that I use every day. So please use it. Next, providing feedback. Providing feedback, it's also practice. It's not just about to be in comfort who are you working with just because you can provide them feedback and improve the quality of work and improve efficiency of work, but also it's about to some practices providing this feedback, but it should be in a proper way. For example, I recommend you to use a lot of methods by providing feedback, and I have on my slide one method to providing feedback is STAR. What does it mean? That means that if you're providing some feedback, you should start by explaining some situation. For example, during this situation, you receive this task, like you see situation, task, result, action. During this situation, you receive this task. As a result, we have this one, this one, this one. Action, for example, next time, let's make it in another way. So, for example, you were explaining for your colleagues why we should change a little bit, like, I don't know, terms of completion some task, because we are not ready till deadline. So you will explain in this way: situation, task, result, action. Why it is so important? It is important not to offend someone, and it's also important to provide more detail. So provide feedback. That's really, really, really great practice in communication, because you are structure your communication in proper way, and you provide in more detail. So in that way, you will practice communication also really great. So provide and ask. Then control body language. If you're working online, that's easier, but still people can see your eyes, your face, your hands. So please control it, because it's also communication. Yeah, as we saw, it's nonverbal communication, and people can make some assumptions based on your body language. So please control it. Sometimes look into your camera and see, okay, how I'm behave, what I'm doing, is it okay or not, and trying to control it and to pay attention to it. Next, my favorite, write things down. So if you have some really, I don't know, challenging communication, you should provide big feedback, or you should present in something, please write these notes. Write, okay, I need to tell this sentence first of all, then this and that, and etc. So you should write everything, not to forget, because when we go online, when we speak on a public, as me right now, yeah, we feel a little bit uncomfortable. That's okay, that's normal. We feel a little bit emotional, and we can forget everything, yeah, like what we are planned. So please write things down, and that will be really so useful for you and for your boosting communication. Okay, let's proceed, because I have a time, limited time. Then understand your main stakeholders and how to speak with them. So I saw one question about stakeholder, and that's really good question that relates to stakeholder management theory. That means that if you are going to the company, you should understand who are your main stakeholders. For example, I have a manager, my direct manager, who gives me a task, who gives me a priority and track my efficiency. What should I bring to this stakeholder? How often we should communicate? In which way we should communicate? Next, I have my colleague. how often I should communicate with my colleague, what information I should give to my colleague. For example, you are a developer in a team, and you should understand that, okay, I have a manager check my task, so I think I should provide reports to my manager about my efficiency, and like that I should provide it, for example, in the end of the week, every week. For making that, I will clarify it with my stakeholder, and then I will provide this information. And by the way, I have my colleague, and my colleague also want to know what I'm doing right now, because he is really related from my work. So every day on daily meetings, for example, I'm gonna provide some information to my colleague. So stakeholder management theory, that is another interesting thing that you can go deep and explore for yourself. And it's really easier understand which stakeholders do you have on your position. It doesn't matter which position, junior, middle, senior, etc. It doesn't matter. Just understand who are your stakeholders and which information, when, and in which format you should provide them. That also boosts your communication skills. Next, summarize and paraphrase. I really like it, especially when you are, for example, have a really long conversation regarding some topic, and it's like not easy topic, and you have like you and your colleagues that you are discussing with have some task, and you do not understand clearly what expected from you. So while discussing, paraphrase it, re-ask it. Okay, am I right? I should do that. Okay, that's, am I right or not? Then if you're discussing like a really like the big problem, you can summarize it and like to make it clear, because while you make it clear, the goal will be really understandable for you, for your colleagues, and that's really great. That's how you boost your communication skills, and from other hand, you will boost your general efficiency, because you are summarizing. Okay, so our problem is that, and we should make this. Do it every time when you have a big conversation. Do it every time during, I don't know, daily meetings, to understand who is responsible for what and how we can proceed further. So yes, and was communication. I'm trying to be in time. That's my last slide. That's regarding resources. I told you there is a guides, books, video courses. You can cover it more. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so we can proceed, no problem. So do not hesitate to ask any questions. Next, collaboration. Collaboration is ability to work efficiently with your colleagues to achieve a specific business outcome or goal. I think you understand that collaboration really, it's also the second main priority for me, because that is how we together can achieve more and more, because individual is really valuable, but together we will bring more to our team, company, and the world in general. So yeah, so one thing's interesting that I found out when I did this presentation, that in 2014 Stanford study revealed that people working collaboratively maintain their focus on their task for 64 longer percentage than working individually on the same job. So it's like not about to achieving more and bring more innovation. It's also about focus, and it's really interesting because you are engaged, because you are motivated, and you keep this focus because you know that other people in your team also, including in this task, also engaged and also have the same desire to achieve something. So it's really great feeling. So yes, collaborating is really, really interesting, important, not just for team, but for individuals. What benefits also could be? I'm so sorry. Yeah, so what benefits could be also? It's engagement. As I told you before, engagement is really, really nice, because you are know that not just you included in this task, but team, and you have support and you have trust. It's also inspiration. You have motivation to go to your job and to do best, because your teammates also doing their best. Solution that during that collaboration, we can really bring more new ideas. It's also related to innovation, yeah, but solution it's more about to make a concrete challenge, yeah, to make to complete challenge. Innovation, that's more about to bring in more transparency, because if we working together, we understood that we need to be clear with each other. We need to understand, okay, I'm doing that, you're doing that, and that is absolutely great in collaboration, to have a trust and to have a transparency communication. And also productivity, because really we can see they're more engaged team, they're more collaborative they are, the more productivity they have, and the more satisfaction from their job and from their project they have. So that's really great. That's really great. And so I hope you will boost this collaboration skills and understood how valuable it, not just for team, but for yourself also. So interesting thing that in 2014, like in creating collaborative organizational culture, it's like article from University of North Carolina Business School. They are like created 3 main collaboration pillars. That is the pillars that collaboration stands on. So these 3 pillars is trust, communication, and shared vision and purpose. What does it mean? That means that trust is all about I count on myself and I count on you as a teammate. So you should be responsible for your part, because someone is related on you, and that is how the trust is built. That's also about communication. As I told you before, that is also about transparent communication. I know that if I have some problem, I will provide you feedback and you will do the same for me. So it's also about collaboration. It's also about transparency. It's also about communication. So ask for feedback, provide feedback, to exchange information. Do not hide some, I don't know, maybe bad days if you fail something or something like that. That's okay. We all fail, but please provide some information to your colleagues, and in that way, trust will be built. Also shared vision and purpose, that's more about part on managers, yeah, they creating that space where you have the same vision, the same purpose, but still you can also ask, okay, what's our aim, why we are doing that or that, so how we can I don't know, boost something, I don't know, our work, our skills to achieve this this challenge, this aim. So it's also on your side to re-ask, to make some questions to understand, because not all managers can provide you the whole information, but you can ask still. So please remember that collaboration is really on 3 pillars: trust, communication, and shared vision and purpose. What's collaborational elements could be? That's like sub skills that you can boost, and in general you boost collaboration, because this skills is like combining. So it's like active listening. When you listen to someone, do not interrupt and listen the meaning of their words. It's also communication. It's to be open-mindedness. We will discuss open-mindedness a little bit later, but still, yeah, it's also about open-mindedness. It's about persuasion, to persuade someone if it's needed, yeah, to compromise something on something, yeah, if you have some, like, I don't know, discussion or agreement. It's brainstorming more ideas. It's emotional intelligence, when you understand the behavior of some people, why they're doing that, why they're feeling like this emotion, like that. So it's also about conflict resolution, diplomacy, accountability, delegation, feedback, rapport reliability, and adaptability. So it's like really wider set of skills, as you can see. But how we can boost collaboration? First of all, set and understand clear objectives. That's what I told you before. If you are joining some project and you do not have enough information, ask your managers, okay, what we are doing, what's the problem we are fixing, why we are doing that, what should we do? So ask more and more questions if it's not provided to you, if it's not so clear. Because if you understand the main ideas, main aim, and your colleague will understand that, that will be the great collaborations. That will be really cool. Then you should be an active listener. So you should listen your colleague if they're telling something to you, not interrupt, not just like, I don't know, to close into your point of view, but listen something that listen that your colleague is telling you. The third one is participate in project retrospectives. I hope you know, I know you know what is that. Retrospectives is about when project ends and you are reviewing, is it okay, is it in good deadlines, how went in general project. So that's really good to take part in this retrospective, because you can provide feedback, you can receive feedback, you can understand what could be better, how we can as a team working better. So for your future career, you can also, I don't know, maybe boost skills to holding this retrospective as a team lead, for example. That's also really great skills for team lead. And we are, for example, in our company, we are seeking for such skills to team leads, that team leads can boost, facilitate retrospective. So it's also really great. Then become a student of communication. As I told you, please go more and explore more about communication courses, videos, practices. So it's really great to study it and practice more. Seek out a mentor. If you are going to some big companies, that's probably they will provide you some mentor. But if not, you can ask some mentor in companies. You can ask an HR, could I have some mentor that will help me with my soft skills or tech skills? That's really great. So ask for a mentor. Mentor is also small collaboration. So it's like how you also can boost your collaboration skills just working with a mentor. Then celebrate diversity. It's all about you have your own point of view, but your colleagues also, they have their point of view, and you should celebrate, understand, and accept their point of view. So not just to close on your point of view, just listen people, and sometimes they really can bring you the new prospects, new innovation, I don't know, thinking. So yes, do not close on just one point of view, but be open-minded. Then develop your emotional intelligence, because it's also about collaboration. If someone is really sad in your team, trying to understand what's wrong, what's like, I don't know, what's activity upset your colleague or what's influenced him. So trying to boost your emotional intelligence skills. And by the way, you can also boost it just by asking, like, is it okay? Is everything okay? You are so upset because of that, just asking skills, asking about their emotions. Next is recognize others. I really like it. So if you give someone feedback, good feedback, like, I really appreciate your work. Thank you for helping me with that. Thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for your job. Thank you for this task. That's really great. That's really great. And people that provide you the same in the same way. So it's also all about collaboration. And be accountable and do your part. So if you take some task, please do it. Do it in the set deadline, that because team and managers count on you, and that is a trust. That is the first pillar that I told you before. So that is all about trust. And resources. So in that, I will ask Varvara. There is no questions, or we have some? Because I'm going to proceed to another skill.
We can move on. We don't have
okay.
questions.
Okay, maybe in the end. I will ask in the end. There is no problem. So the next skills is adaptability, is like ability to respond positively and quick to changes into circumstances and stay agile. So it's like really important in tech, because you understand that every year some new technologies coming up, new technologies, new languages, new tech methods. So a lot of changing in tech. I think tech is really like so changing area in general, and people should study a lot in this area. So I hope you are here because of that, and that's really great. So yeah, and that is why we should be in tech, especially we should be so adaptable, agile, and that is how we can like be more feel more okay when its change is comes. So no matter how serious this changes, we will be adaptable and we will handle it. So that's really, really great. What include in adaptability? Yeah, what skills is including? It's communication skills. As you can see, it's really in every skill, it's like combination. Then is ability to learn quickly. What does it mean? For example, new project just like new client joined your company and they requested a new project, and this project require new skills, new set of skills, and the ability to learn quickly, to understand, okay, where I can study it, okay, in which academy book guide I could go and study this skill, and to have experience in that, because it's also experience how to learn, not just to cover a lot of information, but find exactly what you need and cover in a short time. That's really great. Then problem solving. It's more about to understand and the way how we think in problem solving. We will discover it more later, so not stop on this topic. Then organization. It's a little bit about time management. It's a little bit, okay, what can I do in that way? Okay, how I'm going to organize my time, my schedule, etc., etc. So it's also organizing skills that influence in general on your work. Decision making. Okay, how I and which decision I make, how I make them, on which data, for example, I basing on. So it's also about that. And leadership skills. If change comes, do I lead something? Can I lead something? So it's also about that. But let's go in deep. How we can boost adaptability. Yeah, that will be more interesting. First of all, it's improve your problem solving skills. So I told you that we're gonna cover it. Problem solving skills, it's more about not just to go and to fix. For example, really, I saw it a lot when people just receive a task and they just go and fix it, no matter like, is there any other solution? And especially I saw it from junior specialists, but it's better to have your like problem solving ways. What do I mean? I mean, okay, you will receive some task or you will receive some problem, then you can, okay, brainstorm how I can complete this task. Okay, how I can make this more in an innovative way. Okay, what I can do. So you brainstorm a lot of ideas, then you define one or two main solutions. For example, if you have your mentor or manager, you can, I don't know, approve this solution or just to consult with them. Is it okay solution? Is it good? Is it not? Then you finally define one solution and just then you go and implement. Not just go directly and implement it and changing something, but discussion, brainstorming, and approving. So that is why you will achieve better results. So I really recommend you as a young specialist in tech to make this way solving your problems. Next, learn to embrace change. It's all about how I'm accepting this change. It's like a little bit keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. For example, okay, for example, something is like, I don't know, changing in the company, and first you see the like that's afraid, you're afraid of these changes. Yeah, for example, you will receive additional teammates and you, I don't know, feel like, okay, what's additional teammate? Do I don't know, maybe have some argument with them, or what if I'm not agree with this employee, like that. But if you are trying to see it from another point of view, if you're trying to be more open-minded and see, for example, okay, what can I learn from this person, what this person can bring to our team? So it's more about the point of view, it's more about open mind. Also, to be open-minded is asking a lot of questions. It's not just like I providing you task or I providing you some theory and you just like, okay, I accept it and that's it. It's more about asking questions. It's more about to be curious, to ask, okay, what about that? What about that? And that's really interesting. And I should tell you that a lot of young startups, companies, they really they searching such type of employees, not just employees just accept and go, but employees who's asking questions, who's reviewing, who can provide some solution, who's curious, and that is really that's really great. So I really recommend you to be more open-minded, asking question, clarify something, and to see the same situation from different angle. Yeah, it's really in companies, changes could be in every I don't know, every month. For example, implementing new tool, boosting your project, I don't know, new project manager joined your team, new clients joined, I don't know, new policies, and you should adapt yourself. So that is why you should change the angle of you and to understand, okay, what's benefits for me in that changes, what can I find. And I think in every changes you can find something for your, and that will be motivation. So really recommend to use it. Next, it's push yourself out of comfort zone, because comfort zone, it's not about changing. Yeah, it's more about like to stay on the same place. It's not like I'm okay with that, it's not about change. And examples that I want to present it here, it's like, for example, you have some idea of project or some, I don't know, changes in project, but you keep silent because you think that, oh, I'm not so experienced, I'm not so good at that, I just in this company for, I don't know, half of the year, it's not enough. Let the leader present it, let the leader agree to what we should do. Yeah, but you should go out from your comfort zone and present it and provide information. As for example, to prepare some pitch to your lead, to your manager, regarding possible improvements, regarding like possible adjustments of your project. The manager will tell you feedback. Is it okay or not? Do we going to work with that or not? But that's really great to go out from comfort zone and to try something new. That is also about adaptability. That's also about change, because you change yourself and you will be more open to other change. So do not be afraid to go out from your comfort zone, because it's not just about to achieving more, it's also about boosting adaptability skills. And yeah, so resources, yeah, a little bit here, guidebook, video courses. I will really recommend you to start some from video, some small video when you are, I don't know, like drinking tea and watching some nice videos, and then go, if you like this topic, go deeps in a guide, in a course, in a book. So yeah, I recommend start from video. Yeah, so to last, I have a time, yeah. Proactiveness. Proactiveness is opposite to reactive. So instead of taking action after something has happened, being proactive is about taking action before something happened. That's really nice skill. And for example, in my company, that is one of the values of the company, to be proactive, to not just react, but planning something, to propose something. So that's really interesting skill. And yeah, and it's also that's really how to say it, it's like you are providing something, you are providing some ideas. It's also like little bit related to comfort zone. It's like be proactive, provide new ideas, provide new proposals, not to waiting that some managers create it, not to waiting that some managers fix it, but to be more proactive. And from my point of view, that's really useful for tech specialists, because even if you are junior, managers can see that you are really have great ideas, and probably you will be a good manager, and probably they will create some success planning for you, and you will grow because they see this, that you have this fire to fix something, to improve something. So use it. That's really great skill as proactiveness. And what does include? There is a book, Proactive Professional, How to Stop Playing Catch Up and Start Getting Ahead at Work. So it's more about proactiveness, and they've defined 5P of being proactive. Is predict, prevent, plan, participate, and perform. So you should predict, for example, you creating some project and you see some risk. So like understanding that it could be some risk, and you count that, okay, what if this risk will occur? It's more about predict. Prevent, okay, what we're gonna do with this risk? We do that. Then plan. So it's like, okay, we decide that we are going to do that. So which plan we should have to accomplish that? Then participate and perform. It's more about not just to plan and to discuss about risk, but taking part and taking into account and work on that. So it's all about proactiveness. So if you are working in a team and I don't know, you have some problem, for example, or you creating new projects, or you have some challenge, use this 5P, predict, prevent, plan, participate, and perform, and that will be the really big boost of your proactiveness. So really recommend you to write it and maybe to use it during some meetings, during some projects work. Also, what else? It's like more other tips. It's like more realistic goals. It's more about discussing, okay, what exactly we can achieve. Okay, how exactly we can achieve? Is it realistic? Okay, what KPIs or OKRs we can relate to this goal? So how to make it more realistic? To make it more realistic, you can use, for example, some setting SMART goals. If you know, the SMART is like methods of setting goals. I really recommend you to go on this topic and cover more to setting goals, but it's really important to be proactive, because sometimes people can create not realistic goals, and you are being proactive, could discuss with them to provide more details. Could you please provide more details? Let's discuss this. I can see the risks that we can achieve these goals, and setting realistic goals, that is also the way of boost your proactiveness. Also, it's about not just discussing, it's also about to pick something and do. So that is why I recommend you to be proactive on your career, to be proactive on your soft skills, and after this meeting, after this education, go and do something that you hear. For example, I don't know, to provide someone feedback, or to see some video regarding proactiveness or feedback. So do something, take a small piece of work, take a small task and do it right now. That also will be proactive. Also, it's all about, if you have a big project, if you have a big plans, to accomplish one minor task every day. So you just go by schedule, but it's still proactiveness, especially if you plan it, predict it, and doing every day. That's also about proactiveness. It's also let go of stuff outside your control. Do not, especially in companies, a lot of people have their own responsibilities. So you should know who is doing what, and to more concentrate on your own responsibilities and more on your work. You can provide feedback, you can suggest, you can take part, but be accountable on your part. That's more valuable than to be accountable in other. I saw a lot of problems sometimes in team when someone want to have control of other employees of other work, and it's not work so good. Be more concentrated on your own task and your responsibilities. Then take initiative instead of waiting for help. That's really what I saw in our company with junior specialists, for example, they're doing some work and stuck on some problem, they just sat and waiting for help, not just asking. And we just, I don't know, occasionally we understood that we have a problem, and then we go and discuss with them. But it's better to such specialists to go to us and ask, guys, I need help. Guys, I have a problem. I have a challenge. So be proactive. Do not wait that someone will see your challenge, see your mistake, and will help you. So be proactive. That is really the main point. I think that is the main point for junior specialists. Also, reflect on your actions. Okay, what I did yesterday, what I told to my team, is it okay? What I did, okay, how I estimated this task, for example. To reflect, that's really good for any skills, but still for proactiveness, it's also really good. Be solution oriented, so not just the process, yeah, but process is also valuable, but solution oriented. You need to make a solution, you need to complete this task. So not to be concentrated on, for example, I don't know, some other issues, but more on solution oriented. And yes, spend your time with motivated people. That's really strange, but still it's working. If you are seeing and working with people, or you are, it's not about work, it's also about your environment outside the work. Be with motivated people. They give you this desire to change something. They give you this desire to be more proactive and to react more. If you have some success stories when one guy, I don't know, went to CEO and present idea, and then he created his own project, I think that will motivate you, and you will go also and present your ideas. So yeah, so communicate more with motivated people. Yeah, it's not in that way. Okay, and resources, as always, you can find resources on proactiveness. And we go on the last part, and we have 10 minutes. That's great. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is evaluating information, data, ideas, and more to develop an objective, logical judgment or analysis. I think, you know, that's also important, not just for work. It's like important in our day-to-day life, because we have a lot of information right now. It's all about facts, data, a lot of media. So we need to define, is it like right, or is it fake? Is it good data or not? And at work, it's the same. You have some data, and you should have, and you should make some, I don't know, some decision. So is it right data that you based on? Is it right way to fix something or not? So it's also about understand what should I do? So what's including in critical thinking? It's observation, not just it's observate what other people doing. It's observating how the processes work. It's just understanding, observating, and sometimes keep silent just to see what's going on. That's also about critical thinking, because you give yourself a time to observe and to analyze. Next, it's analyze. Yeah, so you observe the situation. For example, you see some problem, so let's observe it, then analyze, and then making something, not just go to and making some, I don't know, suggestions, improvements right there. So inference, yeah, communication and problem solving. I think we saw it before. So it's also during the work, it could be, for example, leads ask you, what is the best solution you can see here, and you can, for example, analyze that data. You can observe some process and then provide solution, or you just like, okay, I think that one, just your idea, and that's it. But it's really better for like critical thinking, for making right decision, for problem solving skills, is to not just to based on your own opinion, but also using data, but proper data. Yeah, it's also using some feedbacks. It's also using observation, other people opinions, and then to create some solution, then create some problem solving, and also work with some data. Is it okay data or not? So how we can boost, it's also like some small tips. Okay, time is, I should be in a hurry, but yeah. So identify problem or issues. For example, you have some, some problem, as I told you before, you should identify this problem and to name it. Yeah, like we have this problem. Okay, we're gonna work on this problem. That we can understand, is it any problems that related to that problem, or if there are any, like I don't know, the same problem in the company or company of like near us, yeah, and how this problem were solved, yeah, or how they handle it. Then collect information, collect data through the research. Yeah, it's also important to understand which data we should go into and making research, because sometimes research could be great, but the data that we chosen was not so great. So it's also really main point. So then organize, sort data, some findings, collect it, yeah, then create some solution. Okay, we have this problem, we have this data, and we understood the correlation. We understood that, okay, this data could show us that, and we correlate it. So it's really great. Then we analyze this, we analyze possible solutions, possible ideas or innovations based on data, based on research. And then we can create, okay, this solution, this research, this analyze how we can improve our product, how we can boost our work. So data, collecting information, organizing this data, making some assumptions, and then analyze it, and then just go to make some changes or boosting. So it's all about critical thinking. Yeah. Last but not least, it's also expand your specific skills. It's also providing your more points of view. It's making you open-minded and provide you more vision how we can work on exact task. It's not just related to soft skills, it's also technical skills, because on this one level you see the problem from that angle and you see how you can work on it from that angle. But for example, you will cover another book and you will see, okay, I can work it from that angle. So that will be really great. So boost your specific skills on your area. Yeah, it's also go deep in analysis or critical thinking. Right now, almost in tech, all professionals working with analytics, HR, recruiters, even we, yeah, we are working a lot of analytics. We are creating our processes, our policies based on analytics. So it's really useful for every employee in tech, for every professional. Yeah, and sometimes it's really great to be volunteer to solve some problems for a current employer. For example, right now I'm taking an additional role as a operation manager. It's not my related field, but still I take in this problem because we have some problem with storing documentation and how we create documentation, how we store documentation, how easily employees can find it. And I will like volunteer myself to solve these problems because it's give me new way of thinking. It's give me new ideas, and it's also improving my problem solving skills, my facilitation skills, my operational skills, and also my technical analysis skills. So it's really, really great. So if you see some problem in your company, provide feedback, provide your help to the company. That's really great. Also seek advice from professionals. As you see, I just highlighted it because especially as you're a young specialist, it's really important to go to your mentors, to go to leads, and to ask for some suggestions. Next, it's really funny, but still it's play some games that require critical thinking and new wave of thinking. So I really recommend you to take part just in the games. It could be online games or offline games, to make some researches, to analyzing something that's really interesting, because it's also boosting your critical thinking. And yeah, strive for clarity, strive for details, more clarity, more like more details you have, you will really achieve more, because you understand what should you do, what you should achieve, and that will be really great. So the last slide, that's resources also, and you can find a lot of like short videos, how you improve your critical thinking skills, and really recommend to go you into deep through all the skills that we covered. So yeah, I'm done. I'm almost on time. Aurora, I hope that's okay.
Thank you so much. You moved on so fast that we have even time left.
I tried.
Yeah, thank you so much for this detailed presentation. I guess maybe we don't have, as far as I can see, we have still no questions in our live chat. But our participants and listeners have time to type their questions, because we have some questions that you left in advance, and we will answer them now. And if you have something you want to ask about, please really don't hesitate, don't be shy, just type it and I will see it. Okay, the first question is how to behave in a toxic team and where to get motivation.
That's an interesting question. I think that's not so good to be in a toxic team, because you're not gonna be you're not gonna be so productive and effective. So my recommendation is to providing feedback. If you feel uncomfortable, or you feel that you need like, I don't know, more clarification, you need another behavior from your colleague, ask for feedback and provide feedback. I think in that way you can build some transparent culture and also build some trust. But if you feel that's not enough, or your feedback it's not working, you could go to your human resource manager and to discuss it with human resource manager, because that is why we are working with you, and we are striving for help and to make atmosphere and culture more productive. But I think still, if what you can do in that area is just to providing feedback, I think that will be the key. Or really, if you understand that it's not changing, you should go to another team, because I think that is not a good atmosphere to grow. So be respectful for yourself.
Okay, and we have the questions in our live chat. What should I do if my colleague has lack of soft skills and it's hard to communicate with them? Late replies, doesn't want to help or explain, ignores my requests, rude, unfriendly tone of voice.
Still, that's really nice question. Thank you so much. Still, I think the key is providing feedback. Probably you should try to provide more detailed feedback. For example, and tell employee colleague about your emotions. For example, you know, this like communication that you like, the way of communication that you communicate with me, for example, and you can provide more details, that's a little bit offend me. I feel not so comfortable in this communication. What if we can make it in another way? What if we are like, I don't know, providing feedback to each other, or discussing it in a little bit another way, maybe to change tone of voice. So provide solution, and probably it could work. If not, I think that is a really good idea to invite managers to fix this problem, because sometimes you as an employee, you can try feedback, you can try this communication, open communication, you can try, if you can, non-work communication, you know, to go to someone to somewhere with employee, to invite to tea and just to ask like, how does it work with you, or is he happy to work with you, like that. So it could be like that. But still, if it's not working, all of this, I really recommend you to invite managers. I hope it will be valuable, and I hope you will really complete this task, this really challenging task, to providing someone feedback, especially when it is really you a little bit offended or something like that.
Okay, thank you. The next question in the live chat, but I'm not sure I understand it correctly, and I'm not sure it's really the question I should ask. But it sounds like, how do you identify the next disruption point in tech?
Next disruption point in tech. I don't know. Maybe it's like question more to tech specialist, if I'm not mistaken.
So
I don't know. I'm so sorry. You can hear me everywhere because
yes, yes.
Okay. I do not know really what to answer this to this question, but disruption. If speaking about soft skills, I think it's all about maybe to use more working remotely, because we are still, I think, we still used to work remotely. We still used to see rarely offline someone. So that is about that. But if we're talking about tech, really, I don't know. So it's not my field of it's not my field. So I'm sorry.
Okay, then let's move further. And the question someone left us during registration. As I noticed, Easterns usually have probably a lowest skill of speaking English. How important is to be fluent in English in the industry, in tech industry?
I think it really depends where you want to work. I mean, in which country you want to work, in which market. For example, I worked in big international companies, and in my country, yeah, but still, and I'm using my own language, like native language, but still we have a lot of emails, we have a lot of trainings, we have a lot of like communication, more written communication and documentation in English. So it's still, I think, for me valuable to have really good English level skills, written and speaking. Yeah, but the level, it really depending in which professional area you will go. You will go as a recruiter, for example, and you will speaking with the people a lot, or as an HR, or you are going to be a developer. And also it's also depending on which company, because in some companies developers do not communicate with the clients, just inside the team, and that's enough. But sometimes if clients, it's a little bit harder, but still I think English, it's really the key to your professional growth and to your clear communication, I think so, because the higher level you have, the more clarity you have, the more transparency you have. And so I still think that is really valuable and you should improve it. Yes.
Okay, then the next question, you already mentioned about it, and it's connected to the previous one. What is the best way to improve my English speaking skills for IT recruiter position?
Nice. I think it's just practicing. It's trying to practice your English skills, like speaking with your friends, for example, to find, I know a lot of platforms where you can speak with native speakers and to understand a lot of different directions of language. Yeah, because English is different by country. So it's interesting to understand how people speak in different countries in English. Yeah. So it's also go to some speaking clubs, go to some trainings and workshops in English, because you will hear a lot of business language words. I'm sorry. So that's really not just about speaking, how are you, how was your day, like that, but also about speaking business and reading some articles and books. I started with my professional English, started with some videos on YouTube, how to do something, how to have an interview, and then I went and practiced it with my colleagues, I practiced with my friends, speaking club, like that. So probably start with some videos and small communication, but not to forget practice business language, because for your business language will be more useful, because you're gonna ask some questions, you're gonna hear a lot of words, especially if you're hiring some managers, some interesting words. So business communication, business English. Yes.
The next question is from the live chat. From the position of manager, how can I help my teammates to improve their soft skills to work more efficiently? Are there any metrics I can track the progress, or unfortunately, it's impossible to measure?
That's really nice question. That's if you're a manager asking this question, that's great. You are a great manager. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I think if you have some program, if you have an learning development department in your company, you can request from them some trainings. What I saw in our company, the best way is improving is just to creating some practicing and creating some training. So creating just space for practicing their skills. For example, today is a day that we're going to provide to each other feedback and to provide them some methods or provide some methods how they can make it. Yeah, so it's really valuable, and we did it once in our company, and that was great, and a lot of feedbacks was boosted. So it's like one part. Also, just maybe you can make it like some workshops inside your team to share your insights, for example, from this training, and to boost, to communicate it, to boost, to present something interesting. For example, they saw new technology or new ideas. Push them to present it outside the team. It's also about communication skills. It's also about presentation and retrospective. You as a leader, you as a manager, you can create some retrospectives in the end of the quarter, in the end of the project, and to boost employee to share their insights, to boost employee receive and provide feedback, and to boost them to be more active listener and to listen what other colleagues are saying. So I think that is the basics that you can do, but really recommend you to make a feedback day, and maybe in a fun way to provide like a thank you or something like that. And to start with that, I think that will be fun and also will be interesting. And yes, thank you once again for that question.
Thank you for your answer. And the last one question we have, maybe some other will appear in the live chat. How does conflict resolution capability contribute to enhancing the effectiveness of professionals working in the technology industry?
Conflict resolution is really, for me, really hard skill, but it's really valuable because you know that during some like discussion could be some great innovation ideas, or could be really bad arguments. So it's like you can go there or you can go there, and you as a manager or you as an employee, you could facilitate it. So you could facilitate that conflict not going to arise and to go deeper and deeper, but you bring from this argument some great ideas. So it's all, for me, it's all about communication, it's all about facilitation, and it's all about to handle this conflict. Yeah, so I think it's really, really valuable because you, for example, you are a manager and you have an argument, you can really benefit from it because you save your team, you save the productivity of team, and you work with that. So it's really great. But if you are an employee and you have this set of skills, that will be for you easier to go and to discuss some things like face to face, because you are not afraid to be in some conflict, because you know how to handle it and you know how to work with it, and you know how to make win-win solutions and to make more more productive your project, for example. I think that's really valuable, and I think that's also you can boost it. But still, conflict resolution skills, it's like, for me, it's like medium skills. So you should go from like basic for like communications, feedback, proactiveness, and then go to the problem solving, because it's also including a lot of techniques, for example, from feedback. It's including a lot of technique from active listening. It's including a lot of technique, as we discussed today, paraphrasing, summarizing. So start from basic and then go further and further. So yeah, but still, it's nice to cover in a tech specialist, especially if you want to go in a management direction. Yeah, I think that is answer.
Yes, I guess that's enough for answer. Thank you once again. The great webinar, great presentation. I guess it will be useful for almost everyone, not even only in tech industry. Just to remind our participants, we will send you the recording, and that's this will happen tomorrow, probably by the middle of the day. So I guess we can just finish it because we don't have more questions in the live chat. Alina, thank you once more again. I wish you a nice evening. I wish you not to miss this last evenings of summer. So thank you again and bye.
Thank you everyone, and have a great evening. Bye bye.